I think there are some people who kind of make you feel like toxicity in that community, you know, like, so for example, everywhere I'm seeing people who are creating same content, 15 tools to grow on Instagram, hashtag strategies, explore page strategies, etc, yada yada, you know. So after a point of time, I was like, I almost unfollowed all the people who are just creating redundant content. I just still follow a lot of people, you know, from that carousel community, but I only follow people who are actually creating content out of their personal experiences. You know, the outcomes that they have achieved, not just something which someone can just Google and figure it out. Along my journey as well, when I was creating content, I was engaging with a lot of people. I kind of figured that out, that I have to consume my content that I'm doing on a daily basis, which is inevitable, because as a social media marketer, you are going to consume content, you know. As like, I have to be mindful about it, you know. I have to be very thoughtful of what content I'm consuming and who are the people that I'm actually following, right? Do you think about these things? Like, are you mindful about what you consume and who are the creators that you are consuming content of? Or you are like very free flowing, you know, I do not care?
So I agree with the point of, you know, it being too common now to see the same kind of content. Sometimes, you know, I think and struggle that how do I create content which is not already out there, or what is there something different that I can create, because I don't want to be someone who is just posting the same kind of stuff which others are. But again, it gets kind of difficult since everybody is following the same niche. So many people, it's oversaturated now. So everyone is looking on Instagram for inspiration and creating posts for Instagram only. So there's a lot of, you know, clashes as to what kind of content you're 100%. Going to pick out. So that's when I think the personal experience comes in a bit by bit, which I also try that even if I'm putting out some content which can be even a generic topic like talking about hashtags, but then I would be like, I would experiment with the new stuff for 2 months and then I would show people what my results were. So that, you know, I'm adding some kind of personal experience from that, so that it makes a difference and people actually come on my page to consume, which they can't find on some other page. It is kind of tough that too if you're creating content on a daily basis. It becomes a part of your daily routine, like you brush your teeth every day, you go to shower every day. So it's similar where you have to add one more activity in your daily routine, that you have to think about a content and create something on that, and also it has to be unique. So kind of gets difficult, especially when pages are starting out, because they don't have that much experience. They don't realize what good content is or what bad content is, and what is oversaturated now. Since we've been on this platform for years now, it feels like we have already seen so much content of this. So we get kind of, you know, bored at looking at the same thing from different pages. So it kind of gets boring. So again, that when it came to me, I was like, let's at least do something a bit different. So that's when I, you know, started putting more of my experiences into my content. Even if I'm doing, you know, some stuff about the tools I'm posting. So it's something different which you don't see, like Canva and InShot, which you keep seeing all the time, and now everyone knows about that. Also the same kind of tools for hashtags and all that you keep seeing all the time. So I was like, even if I'm posting about that topic, there should be some freshness to it, maybe something, some new tools at least, which people haven't seen yet. So something different of that sort. And then later on, I started making reels, which is more to show my personality, things from my perspective. I was more inclined towards showing a bit of funny reels, because as a person, I am that kind of a guy which I show myself on a reel. Someone meets me on Instagram, they think I am this sort of person, but in real life, I'm totally different. So I wanted to break that barrier for people to understand. And I think that also adds a bit of authenticity about your content. So I started doing reels in that manner, started bringing some, you know, funny reels on how you do different stuff. And even if I'm following a certain trend which is going on, I'm doing something different at least, so that it's fun for me and my audience as well. And I've seen good responses when I asked people what they liked about me. So I kept seeing this keyword a lot, my reels. So I was quite happy with that there's something unique about my page, about my content and about my reels as well. So in terms of when you see consumption, I also sometimes do get lost, because you are just scrolling on with the intention of engaging with people, but then you realize later on that this is the same content and I'm not actually inclined towards commenting on this particular post. So there have been times when I've engaged quite a lot on many posts, but then I realized that do I really wanted to engage? Do I really wanted to put that comment down? Maybe I did not want to, because it's the same content, the same. So that happens sometimes. Few days back, I was thinking that since we are creating content so much that we forget to, you know, actually pick out some knowledge from Instagram and learn something new. Sometimes I might see a carousel which has, let's say, a different topic as well, which it would be good for me to learn, but then in the back of my eye, I just ignore it and I'm like commenting because I wanted to engage. In this entire process, I think we forget that we can also consume and learn so much from Instagram, but we are just in that rat race of engaging and not actually learning. So I realized that since a long time I have not really looked at a post with the intention of learning it, which is one of the biggest mistakes. Since then I've changed it so that sometimes, if I come across some new information, I actually try to understand it rather than with the intention of just going and commenting. So, but that makes a huge difference. On Instagram, you can learn a lot of skills which most people ignore because their intention is something different.